empowering engineers through practical skilling. The legacy of engineer Abraham Waligo. Brought to you by my colleague, Engineer Ben Ssebbugga Kimeze, well known to you, he was your past president. And myself, Hans Mwesigwa, hopefully well known to you, I was also your past president. And I used to be in Ginger celebrating this occasion on a few occasions. As an introduction on this great man, APN Waligo, I'll not add more because my colleagues have certainly are going to talk a lot about him. But just suffice to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that this was a man who was the first electrical engineer in Central and Eastern Africa. Obugaro. And he accomplished 2 years of a vocational training. I intentionally talk about this as far as skilling is concerned. But he did this in the UK power utilities, where theory and practice were and still are abundant. Engineer Waligo, in his days, was likely to live through abundant theory and practice, called here skilling. I can only add that he rose the position of a chief engineer at the Uganda Electricity Board. He was a formidable consultant, doing many famous jobs like the International Conference Center, which was then Nile Hotel, today Serena Hotel, in the middle of the city. He was highly involved in the building capacity of ourselves, engineers at all levels. And in politics, wow. He was not only MD, Uganda Airlines, he became Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Minister of Finance, and the Prime Minister of Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, Obugalo again. And so this Waligo annual memorial lecture to us means we come to honor his legacy. Means we should improve the engineering profession and the society. And for us at 8M Skilling Center, we use it to emphasize fundamental skilling, not mere training and theory. Engineers' vision, I do believe Waligo would still want to create doers instead of spectators in the engineering field. Here I want to recall his humor, but in action. He always believed that and said clearly that an appropriate speech should be like a decent, beautiful lady's skirt. Not too long to cover the interesting subject matter, and not too short to over-reveal the subject matter. Today, we note a discrepancy, ladies and gentlemen, that we seem to have more theory than practice. With our engineering graduates, technologists, and technicians, we are often rejected by the clients and society who say we have more theory and less practice. Right or wrong, this is the matter to be reflected upon today. I once say I'm lucky. I underwent practical training in Germany, Munich, where it was a big site and where I was tasked to operate under all technological, and graduate professionals. doing masonry work, doing carpentry work, doing plumbing, doing all sorts of things. And there I gained my experience. So we can only do supervision skills when we attain hands-on experience. I want to give you an example of a retaining wall about 7 meters high and 35 meters long, which I took part in designing and supervising and skilled a few of the people under me and made them work, actually do work. At the end of the day, they confessed to have gained the following. They were reading and understanding drawings. Then they interpreted and analyzed architecture and structural drawings for the retaining wall. They identified components, dimensions, specifications outlined in the drawings while they were sweating. They created a comprehensive schedule of materials, including steel, cements, etc. And they understood the properties and the grades of materials that are required for reinforced concrete. Why not? They were actually doing these things. They understood labor and how to plan for the labor, because then they developed a detailed labor schedule and they categorized labor requirements such as steel fixers, masons, carpenters for shuttering. They understood workman's expertise, workman's efficiency, workman's problems when the worker is overworked or when the worker is not working hard enough. On the steel reinforcement, only through actually working with the reinforcement bars did they understand the reinforcement drawings better and the specifications that go with them. They planned and implemented schedules for the reinforcement of steel columns and beams, and they oversaw the work of steel fixers, ensuring accurate placement and tying the reinforcement bars. On the formwork and shuttering, they constructed the formwork for concrete casting, and based on the drawings, and they supervised the able carpenters in the installation and removal of the formwork only after working hand in hand with these same carpenters. And the concrete mixing and the placement, quite a lot was gained through actual work before they could oversee the batching and mixing of the concrete and the other works that go with it. Overall, quality control and inspection, they gained tremendously after work. And they had an insight into the safety measures and compliance, and by observing the protocols and ensuring compliance with the relevant regulations. The overall take home, they became perfect project supervision gurus. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, which were, I want to declare that to skill ourselves, we must skill ourselves. Gone are the days when we were spoon-fed. 2, we ourselves must identify gaps in the practical skills and fill them. 3, UIP should continue to lead in solution finding and they start skilling centers. 4, all engineers, technologists, technicians, rise, unite, and skill us in the Waligo spirit. Allow me to talk a little about the 8M Skilling Center that is upcoming, which you'll find in the brochure, which you'll find on the internet, on our website, and in many places. Suffice to say that on the 12th of December, we are launching the 8M Skilling Center. Few will be invited and have been invited to physically attend, but any of you who wants will attend by Zoom, and everybody will attend by live streaming. Call to action as I complete this presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, I call upon UIPE to lead and encourage and support skilling centers. UIPE has learned, and it has us. 2. UIPE and skillers should find means to drastically decrease cost of skilling, drastically decrease cost of CPDs, continuous professional development programs, and drastically decrease cost of becoming a member of UIPE and staying a member of UIPE. The more of us, the better and the cheaper for running ourselves. Lastly, UIPE should use the advantage of skilling. If they can skill us, if we can skill on behalf of UIPE, that advantage will be used to attract membership and become relevant and vibrant. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.